Evaluation point 2. I think that my ancillary products are successful because they both follow and challenge the conventions of the soul genre, which allow the audience to expect what might happen in the music video, but also not find the music video too cliche. My products all link in with another as they use the same type of images, and the backgrounds, text and information are all the same, meaning my audience can get a rough idea of the sort of songs the album will contain and already get a hint on the type of artist she is, as well as how my artist is representing herself. My products prove to be successful as they do exactly what they are meant to do, and that is to promote my artist. The text and information used promote not only the artist but the album as well, which attracts more people and creates a worldwide audience. It also allows my artist to become more popular amongst the target audience. The products present her in a good light and allow for the ancillary text to be rememberable and professional, which again proves to be successful as I am trying to promote and sell the album. My research helped me gain lots of ideas about creating my products. I looked at different ancillary products in order to understand more about what they include and how they should promote both the artist and the album. I paid attention to all digipacks and magazine adverts, but in particular those that belong to the soul artists, including Adele and Emily Sandé. This is because my own products were going to belong to the soul genre, and so the layout and information had to be roughly the same in order to show my audience that the products actually follow the soul conventions. One main convention and idea that inspired me was to use close-ups of the artist's face for the album cover and the actual magazine advert. This idea came from most of the soul artist products, as they all use close-ups to promote themselves, as well as already expressing their emotions and the way in which they are feeling towards their target audience. I use close-ups in all of my products, especially in my digipack, where I had to include images of my artist to show what she looked like in order to make her well known. The close-ups allowed me to represent my artist in a way that was conventional to the soul genre, and this straight away targeted a particular audience and engaged them into my product. Another idea and inspiration I gained from my research was to use a simplistic design which would enable my audience to focus on the important things within my products. Typically, in soul artists' ancillary products, they create a very simplistic design of only using the artist image, artist name and album name. This is seen on Adele's products, and I liked this idea as the audience can see everything that is important straight away, which makes the products more rememberable and also makes it more likely that the audience are going to buy the album and become more engaged. This idea was applied to my own products as I kept everything simple. I used close-ups of the artist so that the audience can recognise my artist and allow for her to become more popular and well known. By also using a simplistic design, the audience can begin to understand what emotion she is expressing and what messages she is sending out to the audience. It also means the audience will be able to see the text straight away, which actually promotes the artist and the album. This again helps the album to become more popular and entices the audience into buying the album. A simplistic design enables the audience to focus on everything that is important rather than getting distracted by a background or anything else. My products are all similar as they each share the same images, which help them to link in with one another. All my products include the same features such as fairy-like background, which helps to enhance the focus of the artist herself. The fairy-like background is used within my ancillary text as this is also used within my music video. Therefore, I want to include a location that would also be included in my music video to give a preview to the audience on what my album is going to contain and the type of convention she is portraying. My typography is also connected as I'm using the same text style within all my digipacks, slides and my magazine advert as well. This needs to link together because it shows all the same slides belong to the same album, and the magazine advert is also promoting the album. The typography needs to link in order to show professionalism and enable my audience to believe she is a real artist who wants to promote her music. Not only are the text fonts the same, but also the colours, in order to keep the consistency throughout my products and again produce a successful but also professional piece of work. Finally, I have also used the same types of close-up shots within both ancillary products, and this is because just like the other features mentioned, I want to keep the work linked together. The cinematography used enables my audience to get a better understanding on the type of artist she is, as well as what message she's sending across the audience. I wanted to keep the close-ups the same to promote her as a soul artist and also follow the soul conventions so I can target a particular audience and engage them into my production. It straight away allows my audience to build up a relationship and begin to relate to her. The type of genre characteristics I have included within my main ancillary text are mostly the colours used. Throughout my work, I have used the same colours, including blacks, whites, yellows and reds, in order to create a conventional piece of work. I decided to create a monochrome effect for my actual artist, as I think that this straight away promotes my artist as soul and already starts to reveal the narrative of my production. By incorporating these type of colours and effects into both productions, it makes my production seem very professional and allows my artist to be seen as successful and make her become more well known. All the colours used connote to the fact that my artist is depressed and heartbroken, which is typically how soul artists want to promote themselves. They like to exaggerate the fact that they are emotionally unstable, and I think by linking the colours in with the products, it emphasises the emotions that the artist is trying to express. Another main convention that I incorporated into both pieces of work was to have my artist looking either reflective or sad in all the images of her. This again was to show all my products, as in both the magazine advert and digipack, my artist is showing emotions of sadness whilst reminiscing. I linked all my images together to again promote the artist as soul, but to also show that my album has a similar theme. This is also linked with the background images of the fairy lights, which also create a similar theme. By having all of the images linked together, it enabled my audience to get a hint on what the album contains, as well as how my artist is trying to present herself. The images linking shows typical conventions of the soul genre. The images of the artist looking depressed and reflective are conventional to the soul genre, because typically soul artists are singing about their past experiences which has clearly affected them, and so they are going to be heartbroken while singing about their journey because they are thinking back to the pain that they felt at that time. This therefore is conventional because soul artists tend to promote themselves as emotionally unstable. The final convention that also links in is the images of the background. Again, typically soul artists portray themselves as being isolated and alone, and so use isolated locations to emphasise their emotions, and this also helps link in with the audience as they are able to relate to the artist and their situations, and also begin to sympathise with them. My ancillary products link with my music video, as they each use the same features as mentioned before. The colours have a huge impact, and the darker colours are used within my music video to promote the bad memories that my artist has had. This links in with my ancillary products because they also use dark colours to represent how my artist is feeling and also the types of journey she has been on. My ancillary products also link as my music video contains a huge amount of close-ups shots of the artist performing towards the audience. This again relates with my ancillary products because all of the cinematography shots are close-ups and the artist, which shows the same facial expressions and body language as the actual music video itself. One final way which they link is the way in which the artist herself is portrayed. Her glamorous look in the ancillary products are also used in the music video, as she has different hairstyles and different clothing styles which promote her as a glamorous artist. She also wears makeup in both products to again stick to the soul conventions, but also promote herself as a respectable and classy artist towards the audience, and this enables the audience to see her as an inspiration and a role model, and allows them to aspire to be like her, as she is shown to be an idol to all generations.